All right, we're gonna go over last 4 edges, and I'm gonna go over on an even layered cube with 10 by 10, which is the same as 8, 12, all that. And I'm gonna go over odd layered with 9 by 9, which will be the same on 11, 13. I just would not, this is only good for 8 by 8 plus. This is not good for if you're doing 6 by 6 or 7 by 7. Definitely not 5 by 5 or 4 by 4. Don't do that. But all right. So on 10 by 10 here, you can see that I have these 4 and then these 4 as well. If you solve your cross, you're gonna want to make sure 2 pieces are swapped. So this is the wrong color scheme. It will fix itself later. So after you get first 8 edges, again, you can do it on here, like E slice, or you can pair on M slice, which is what I do. But after you've made those first 4 edges, you're gonna wanna just go ahead and start solving your next one. So I'm gonna solve the blue and red one. So we'll slice this piece up and then flip these 2. Bring that one over. Then we'll just flip the edge and bring them down. It's quite easy on even layered cubes since there's no middle edge. So what you're gonna do once you have an edge, split it in half and bring the other piece down over here, or if you're E-slice, you're gonna bring them to the bottom. Now what you're gonna do, since it's even layered, doesn't matter what edge we do next. So I am going to make our next edge, and you can also make one half at a time, then bring it, or make the whole edge like I did here. Bring it over here and insert this into the bottom. So if I did that with the E-slice, it would just look something like this, and then bring it over here and bring it into the bottom layer. Once you've done that, you should see you have this edge right here and this edge right here. And what you're gonna do next, you're just gonna solve this half, or this half of the centers. So like that. And this is why if you have a cross, we put the 2 pieces swapped. You can do this way or this way, doesn't matter. Same here. You're gonna go bring both of them the same way. So I do U prime D, R2, L2, undo. Then you're gonna solve these ones, so like that. And then you're gonna wanna match up the opposite. So obviously orange and blue aren't opposite. So I'm gonna bring green next to it and finding two of the different edges. So blue, green, blue, red, this wouldn't work. So I wanna find blue, orange, blue, red there. And you're just gonna do same thing before, so U prime D. Now you're just gonna do an R2. Should bring the pieces over here, and you're gonna slice them into the back, which would solve those 2 edges. Now here, you are pretty much just on to the last 2 edges, so just go. And there's no real tricks to that, just try and be efficient with the way you're pairing, and then the rest is just 3 by 3 stage. Of course I messed up my pairing, but all right. So it's a little more complicated on odd layered cubes, just because we now have that middle edge to deal with, so we obviously can't split that in half. So here's 9 by 9. I'm just gonna get cross opposite, and if you don't do that, it's fine. Just do the M2, U2, M2, or flip the 2 however you want. But I want to solve my next edge now. So I'm gonna solve my green and orange one. And you're gonna do the same thing where you split it. Just remember, now we're gonna have a smaller side and a bigger side. So don't want to split it like that. You have to keep them as even as you can here. So split, then bring one to the bottom. Now instead of doing any one, we have to consider that middle edge. So I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but just beginner, we're gonna find the piece right next to the 4. So if we built the 4 here, we could flip it over there, but that's a lot of extra moves. So it's better just solve this one here. So that's gonna be green and red. So our next piece is here. And then our next piece is here. And there's not any real amazing way to do this. You could take it out over here. What I would do is just slice this down, flip, then bring it up. Now that that's down here next to this 4, so 4, 4, we're gonna make our other one here, or the 3, and bring it into the bottom. Same as on 10 by 10. We're gonna line up the centers, but we're gonna bring it all the way to the middle bar. So these are lined up, but we have to line them up with the middle bar. Now same thing as before, U prime D, R2 L2, U D prime. Just bring them all into this layer. And since you see we brought this middle layer up, these 4, we're not gonna have any slicing from the middle layer there. So now same thing, line these up and get the opposites next to each other. And so if you didn't line up these original 3 to the middle piece, you would have to slice over the 4s, the groups of 4. But you can see we have 3 on this side. We're gonna come to where these groups of 3 are. U prime D, R2, U D prime, get them over here. Now if we slice back, we solve those 2 into the back. Now it's a decent bit harder on odd layered cubes, so I would just recommend trying to practice a bit more with those. Get used to how it works, but again, don't use this for like 6, 7, 5. It's not worth it. It's nowhere near as efficient on those cubes. It just saves a lot of moves here because of how many more pieces there are. So if you have any questions, just ask. It's not the most intuitive, but it should make sense pretty quick if you get some practice in. So, oops. Anyway. Okay. Any questions? Let me know.